U.S. Action Audio is proud to bring you this gripping story by L.J. Martin, narrated by Tomm Furch. Other full-length westerns and action-adventure audiobooks by L.J. Martin are available wherever audiobooks are purchased. Now, Buckshot by L.J. Martin.
A few miles south of Porterville, in the foothills of the California Sierra, Johnny Escueda sat silently in the shadows of a scrub oak thicket, astride a dun horse he'd ridden to near exhaustion. From the darkness he watched a farmhouse and the man in overalls who worked there slopping his hogs. But what had attracted him was the fine buckskin horse in the corral. He had to have that horse, and food. Johnny dismounted, removed his belt and holster, and hung it on the saddle horn, then placed his long knife and revolver in his pants at the small of his back. Johnny brushed off his trail-worn canvas pants and ran splayed fingers through his stringy hair. The farmer finished with his hogs and walked into his barn. Crossing the 50 yards from thicket to barn, Johnny paused at the door and eyed the house to make sure no one saw, then checked the revolver at his back. He shoved the big door open and entered the dark, musty building. The farmer was at the rear, pitching hay into a horse stall. He eyed the rough stranger and spoke. "Howdy." Johnny nodded. "Just passing by. You got any water?" The farmer held the fork casually at his side. "Didn't you see the well?" Johnny shook his head, at the same time reaching to the small of his back. He had hoped to use the silent knife, but the farmer was too far and had pitchfork in hand. Johnny jerked the revolver and fired. The farmer took the big slug dead center in the chest, but Henry Pickett was a man of the West. He'd come to California across great hostile plains and rugged mountains. He was blown back into the stall rails, but bounced off and flung the pitchfork. Johnny thought he'd been hit, but it merely pinned his pants leg to the barn door. Pickett lunged forward, blood gushing from mouth and nose. Johnny leveled the gun and fired again. This time the slug drove Pickett to the dirt. He jerked spasmodically, then stilled. Mrs. Pickett had been doing her housework, but with the report of the shot hurried to the back porch and called tentatively, "Henry?" Johnny moved to the door and waited where its opening would hide him. He could hear the woman's running footsteps. The barn door swung aside. "Henry, what?" She stepped in and viewed her husband in a growing pool of blood. "Oh, As Mrs. Pickett brought a white-knuckled fist to her mouth, Johnny lunged forward, grabbing her from behind, flinging her to the ground. She gave one desperate cry.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?